Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're exploring the heartbreaking and deeply disturbing case of a young activist whose voice was silenced way too soon. A case that begins with a plea for justice and ends in a horrifying tragedy. This is the story of Oluwatoyin Salau. Toyin was a 19-year-old activist in Tallahassee, Florida, a passionate voice in the Black Lives Matter movement. She spent her days fighting for justice, speaking out against police brutality, and demanding change. But on June 6, 2020, her own life would take a terrifying turn. That afternoon, Toyin posted a series of tweets detailing a horrifying experience. She wrote that she had been sexually assaulted by a man who had offered her shelter. She named no one, only described the assault and the betrayal. Then, after sending out those chilling messages, she vanished. As days passed, Toyin's friends and supporters grew frantic. She had been active on social media, always vocal, always present. But now, silence. Where was Toyin? And had something more sinister happened to her? 1 week later, on June 13th, authorities made a devastating discovery. Toyin's body was found alongside another woman, 75-year-old Victoria Sims, inside a home in Tallahassee. Both had been murdered. The house belonged to a man named Aaron Glee Jr., a 49-year-old with a violent past. Toyin had sought shelter, and instead, she had walked into a nightmare. Aaron Glee Jr. was no stranger to law enforcement. He had been arrested multiple times before, one of those incidents just weeks prior to Toyin's disappearance. Reports would later reveal the harrowing details of what happened inside his home. After he was arrested, Glee confessed to his crimes. He admitted to holding Toyin captive for days, assaulting her repeatedly, and ultimately strangling her to death. His words were chilling, a confession that painted a picture of unimaginable cruelty. And yet, there was still one question that haunted everyone. Could Toyin have been saved? Toyin's murder began to send shockwaves across the nation. A young woman who fought for justice had become a victim of the very violence she spoke against. In the aftermath, the voices that Toyin once stood beside now stood for her. Protests erupted, calling for change. A demand that victims of assault, especially Black women, be heard, be believed, and most importantly, be protected. Her name became a rallying cry. But would justice be served? Glee was arrested and charged with murder, kidnapping, and sexual assault. The weight of his crimes is undeniable. The evidence overwhelming. But for Toyin's loved ones, no sentence will ever be enough. No conviction can undo the horror that she endured. What remains now is her legacy, her unwavering fight for justice, and the promise that her voice will never be forgotten. My thoughts and prayers are with the family, friends, and supporters of Oluwatoyin Salau. Her story is one of bravery, tragedy, and an urgent reminder of the dangers that many women face every single day. As we close out this episode, don't forget to hit the follow button to stay updated on this case and others like it. Be sure to subscribe to Hunting for Answers on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more true crime content. And if you enjoyed this episode, leave us a 5-star rating. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.